Om Tat Sat. A very good evening to one and all. I warmly welcome all those who have gathered here and all the persons who are also watching this program online in the YouTube channel of GIPA to a very special lecture which will be rendered by Dr. Sibichen Mathew today. The topic for the day is making tax compliance easier. Before I begin to introduce Dr. Sibichen Mathew, there would be a small 10-minute video which would be played. Of course, this was also suggested by the speaker himself. So after the video, I'll be able to introduce Dr. Mathew to the audience. Thank you.
पहले तुम्हारी सेना नंदीग्राम के पास ठहरी थी?
हाँ आचार्य।
क्या तुम्हारी सेना ने ग्रामवासियों से अन्न लिया था?
हाँ आचार्य।
क्या उसका मूल्य चुकाया गया?
शायद नहीं।
हाँ या नहीं?
नहीं आचार्य।
क्या समझकर तुमने वो अन्न ग्रहण किया? दान या दक्षिणा?
मैं समझा नहीं आचार्य।
शारंगराव, सम्राट को दान और दक्षिणा का अर्थ समझाओ।
सम्राट, दान वह मूल्य है जो सामाजिक कर्तव्य के रूप में दिया जाता है और दक्षिणा वह मूल्य है जो किसी सेवा के बदले में दी जाती है।
तुमने क्या लिया? दान या दक्षिणा?
क्षमा आचार्य, मैं उस अन्न का मूल्य चुका दूंगा।
ध्यान रहे चंद्रगुप्त, हर वस्तु का मूल्य है, हर सेवा का मूल्य है और जिसका भी मूल्य है वो अर्थ है और धर्म और काम अर्थ पर ही निर्भर है। इसलिए अर्थ व्यवहार धर्मपूर्वक हो। बिना मूल्य दिए दूसरे का द्रव्य लेना दूसरे के द्रव्य का अपहरण है और दूसरे के द्रव्य का अपहरण अपने द्रव्य का नाश है। सम्राट, अन्न और प्रजा ही तुम्हारा धन है और अन्न का प्रजा से संबंध है। बात समझ में आई?
हाँ आचार्य।
अब तुम जा सकते हो।
यही बात आचार्य मुझसे एकांत में भी कह सकते थे, पर नहीं, मुझे अपमानित करने में उन्हें आनंद आता है।
सम्राट, आप आचार्य को गलत समझ रहे हैं। ये तो उनका आपके प्रति स्नेह है।
थक गया हूं स्नेह के इस बंधन से मैं।
सम्राट की जय हो। समाहर्ता आपसे तुरंत मिलना चाहते हैं।
अब इस समय समाहर्ता को क्या काम आ पड़ा? भीतर भेज दो उन्हें।
मगध सम्राट की जय हो। सम्राट, बात ही कुछ ऐसी है कि मुझे इस समय यहां आना पड़ा।
कहो।
सम्राट, श्रेष्ठी सुदत्त और दूसरे कई श्रेष्ठियों को न्यायालय के आदेश पर चुंगी घर के सामने धूप में खड़ा कर दिया गया है।
उनका अपराध क्या है?
कर चुराने की कोशिश।
समाज के प्रतिष्ठित व्यक्तियों को समाज के सामने लज्जित किया जा रहा है और मुझे इस बात की सूचना तक नहीं। क्या आचार्य को इसकी सूचना है?
आचार्य विष्णुगुप्त के आदेश पर ही उन्हें यह दंड दिया गया है।
मैं आचार्य से मिलना चाहता हूं। इसी समय।
जो आज्ञा सम्राट।
आयुष्मान भव। कहो, कुछ कहना चाहते हो या कुछ पूछना चाहते हो?
आचार्य प्रथम आसन तो ग्रहण करें।
शिष्टाचार में समय गंवाने का मेरे पास समय नहीं है सम्राट। जो पूछना है सीधे पूछो।
आचार्य के पास मेरे लिए समय नहीं है। आचार्य के पास जो समाज को धन देते हैं उनके लिए भी समय नहीं है। मेरी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि आचार्य किसकी चिंता में व्यस्त हैं।
समाज की। मेरे लिए व्यक्ति नहीं, देश महान है। मेरी निष्ठा न चंद्रगुप्त में है न चंद्रगुप्त के साम्राज्य में। मेरी निष्ठा समाज के उत्कर्ष में है। मैं उसी के बारे में सोचता हूं चंद्रगुप्त। इसीलिए मैं कर का चिंतन करता हूं। इसीलिए मैं दान का चिंतन करता हूं। स्मरण रहे चंद्रगुप्त, समुद्र से जल भाप बनकर बादल बन जाता है। फिर वही बादल वर्षा की बूंदें बनकर जल जल में मिल नदियां बन सागर बन जाता है। वही जल अर्थ है। कर वही अर्थ है जो राज्य का आधार है, और दान वही अर्थ है जो समाज का आधार है। ये समाज ही सागर है। यदि सागर का जल सागर में न मिले तो अर्थ अनर्थ है। इसीलिए राजा कर लेता है और समाज दान देता है। जिस मगध में प्रतिष्ठित श्रेष्ठी कर नहीं चुकाते, ऐसे मगध में एक ऐसा अपरिग्रही ब्राह्मण भी रहता है जो भिक्षा में मिले अन्न को भी सूर्यास्त से पहले बांट देता है ताकि वो किसी की भूख मिटा सके। बताओ चंद्रगुप्त, मैं किसका सम्मान करूं? कम से कम में जीने वाले उस आचार्य का, या कर न चुकाने वाले उन प्रतिष्ठित श्रेष्ठियों का?
सुनो सुनो सुनो, पाटलिपुत्र की जनता सुनो। मगध साम्राज्य में चारों ओर शांति स्थापित हो चुकी है। महाराज धननंद के पूर्व मंत्री अमात्य राक्षस ने सम्राट चंद्रगुप्त का मंत्री बनना स्वीकार कर लिया है। अक्षय तृतीया के दिन अमात्य राक्षस की उपस्थिति में सम्राट चंद्रगुप्त का राज्याभिषेक होगा। सभी नागरिक इस समारोह के उत्सव में आमंत्रित हैं। सुनो सुनो सुनो।
ऐसे साम्राज्य का सम्राट होने का क्या लाभ जहां मैं हर दिन एक कठपुतली की तरह नचाया जाऊं। अपनी इच्छा से उठ नहीं सकता, अपनी इच्छा से बैठ नहीं सकता, अपनी इच्छा से प्रेम नहीं कर सकता, अपनी इच्छा से विवाह नहीं कर सकता। मेरा विवाह भी आचार्य के लिए एक राजनीति है। जब से यहां आया हूं चैन से कमरे में सो तक नहीं सका हूं। कौन हूं मैं? सम्राट या आचार्य विष्णुगुप्त के इशारों पर नाचने वाला एक दास? नहीं बनना मुझे सम्राट। नहीं चाहिए मुझे यह साम्राज्य। नहीं होगा यह राज्याभिषेक। समाहर्ता।
सम्राट,
रोक दो ये राज्याभिषेक।
ये क्या सुन रहा हूं मैं चंद्रगुप्त?
आपने ठीक ही सुना है आचार्य। नहीं बनना मुझे मगध का सम्राट।
क्यों?
जब से यहां आया हूं अपनी इच्छा से सांस तक नहीं ले सका हूं। आपने मुझे एक महान स्वप्न दिया था, चक्रवर्ती सम्राट का स्वप्न, एक महान साम्राज्य का स्वप्न। परंतु यहां आने के बाद पता चला कि आचार्य विष्णुगुप्त के लिए सम्राट एक वेतन लेने वाले नौकर से बढ़कर कुछ नहीं।
तूने ठीक ही समझा है चंद्रगुप्त। मेरे लिए सम्राट समाज के नौकर से बढ़कर कुछ नहीं।
तो रखें अपना साम्राज्य, नहीं बनना मुझे सम्राट, यदि यही सुख है सम्राट होने का।
चंद्रगुप्त, तुझे सुखी होना है?
क्या सम्राटों को सुखी नहीं होना चाहिए?
मूर्ख! जब तक तेरे साम्राज्य में एक भी व्यक्ति भूखा है तो क्या तू सुखी हो पाएगा? सुख शिक्षक और सम्राटों के भाग्य में नहीं होता। भूल गया तू चंद्रगुप्त, मैंने तुझे साम्राज्य देने का वचन दिया था, सुख देने का नहीं। भूल गया तू कि प्रजा के हित में ही राजा का हित है। भूल गया तू कि प्रजा के सुख में ही राजा का सुख है। सुख चाहता है तो पहले अपनी प्रजा को सुखी बना। तूने साम्राज्य अर्जित किया है, सुख अर्जित करने का मार्ग भी तेरे लिए खुला है।
स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृतश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु।
चंद्रगुप्त, ये राष्ट्र तुम्हें सौंपा जाता है। तुम इसके संचालक, नियामक और उत्तरदायित्व के दृढ़ वाहन करता हो। यह राज्य तुम्हें कृषि के कल्याण, संपन्नता और प्रजा के पोषण के लिए दिया जाता है। क्या मगध विजय के पहले तुम्हारी सेना
Thank you all for watching. I would now like to introduce the speaker for today, Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew, would be addressing us. I would request the guest for today's lecture, Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew, to kindly come on to the dais. A very warm welcome to you, sir, for the Gokhale Institute of Public Affairs, and it's heartening for us to welcome a very scholarly personality like Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew to this institute, requesting him to deliver the lecture on today's topic of making tax compliance easier. Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew is not new to Gokhale Institute of Public Affairs. He has been delivering lectures in this very hall from 2010, almost every year, and he has continued to do so this year also. He has acceded to our request, and he has come over from Chennai to deliver this lecture. Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew is the Chief Commissioner of Income Tax at Chennai. He belongs to the 1992 batch of IRS. He had earlier worked as the Principal Director Investigation in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. He also worked as the advisor to Telecom Regulatory Authority of India for 4 years, in charge of 4 different states. As far as his educational qualification goes, he is an MPhil from JNU, PhD in Fiscal Sociology from Bhartiyar University. He has a post-graduation in Public Policy and Management from IIM Bangalore. He also has LLB degree. He also holds CFE qualification from ACFE Taxes. He has done a post-graduation in arbitration and mediation from Maharashtra NLU. And as part of his educational pursuit, many awards and accolades have also accompanied him, be it the gold medal or being the college or the university topper. I will not get into all those finer details. He is also an author who has written several books. His books such as When the Boss is Wrong, Making People Pay, You Just Got Cheated, Understanding White Collar Crimes have all been best-selling books in the field of taxation. He also has written a novel in Malayalam called as Snehakood, and he has completed various residential courses, and he has also been the recipient of Vocational Excellence Award from Rotary Coimbatore, Best Employee Award from the Principal Chief Commissioner, Karnataka and Goa in 2022. He is also a TEDx speaker. He is a visiting associate at IIM Bangalore and emeritus faculty at Rashtriya Raksha University. He is a multifaceted personality, and who better than him to address us on the topic pertaining to income tax or the allied taxes. So I wish you a very, very warm welcome and heartily welcome to you, sir, on this institute. It is also ironical that a person who is so well read, who is such a scholar, needs to be introduced. So this speaks volumes of our society as to which direction we are moving in. It was perhaps not the case if somebody like Dr. Mathew were to be rendering the service of the country a few decades ago. Everyone would know him. Everyone would also want him to speak more and more. But here we are, where such a great personality also needs introduction from us, so that people get to know more. And this is precisely what Gokhale Institute has been doing. We have been focusing on educative seminars, lectures, and cultural programs. And on this occasion, I warmly welcome Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew to kindly address us and guide us on this topic. Thank you.
Very good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for coming today. You could have used this time in a much better way at home or outside, watching movie, or having good food at home, and playing with others, friends. And the fact that you have come here, that shows your interest in this topic. You love Gokhale Institute of Public Affairs. And I also thank all those viewers who are watching this program, this session online from far away. Thank you so much. Coming to Gokhale is always very exciting for me. I have come here many times. I think this is my 15th lecture. I come with different topics. This time being July, it's a filing season, for income tax filing season. Whether we like it or not, we need to do that. That's what we saw it in the video in the beginning, where Chanakya very strongly tell about the importance of taxes, how taxes contribute to the overall development of the country. And the video, the film which we saw, short film which we saw, also conveys a message. If it is tough for us to pay taxes, it is also very tough for those who collect taxes. No? So this particular film, short film, the film, part of the film, was basically focusing on the dilemma of an administrator, of a ruler. He has to balance every cross-section of society. He has to ensure that people produce wealth. At the same time, the administrators, the government, need to ensure that they contribute a part of their wealth, the hard-earned money, whatever, for society. So that dilemma, that also has been brought out in this. And Chanakya said that taxes to be collected in the least hurting manner. People should be able to happily pay their taxes. I'm so happy that Gokhale Institute would like to have this particular topic today for a deliberation, for an introspection for all of us. And Gokhale Institute is unique to have something like 370 sessions in a year. I have not seen such an institute, a community-oriented institute, open to everyone. They can walk into the hall in the evening and listen to such important topics. And some of those topics, sessions are also webcasted live. Acknowledging the great contribution of Gokhale Institute, let me start my session. Today what we are going to discuss is this. It is shown in the slide, the summary. First would be, why should we pay taxes happily? The myths and facts. And what are the efforts of Income Tax Department in India to make it easy? You know that to make it easy, the most important thing is to have the services at the doorsteps or fingertips of the taxpayer. The fingertips means it is available for taxpayer to interact, to file, to file rectification, to get the refund, every service including assessments online. And all these things in a very summary way I will discuss today. Before going through the slides, these slides partly are sourced from our own departmental database and also database of Centralized Processing Center. And these are all purely for academic purpose. And in case we need to really understand the provision, we need to always go back to the tax law and tax rules directly. But this is only a guidance note. I had given a TEDx talk earlier in IIM Trichy on the topic tax filing or tax compliance, or how to pay taxes with a smile. There I had asked and discussed certain questions. I would like to quickly go through some of those questions which he deliberated, which you and me many times would be asking. I am including me also in this because I am also a taxpayer. I also feel bad when I pay my tax or my employer deduct taxes, TDS. Many times when we feel that by March there is no salary because entire tax might be going as TDS because I would not have paid proportionately throughout the year. We always feel, should I be an honest taxpayer? What I am going to get by this? Unfortunately or fortunately for the country, income tax system, there is no reciprocity that I pay this much of tax, I get services to that extent. That is not. Because income tax in India is not an economics legislation, it is a sociological legislation. It is aimed to uplift every cross-section of society towards equity, the horizontal equity, vertical equity. The principles of taxation are being brought in to ensure that those who earn money should contribute and help and support the nation building process and to lift people who are below poverty line. When we see our own community, our own society, we feel some of us might be privileged that we have a roof over our head. We can have affordable health care. We got good education and we got good employment, and we are always getting primary needs satisfied. But in our country, which is a miracle actually, because we have achieved such miracles in the last many decades. Now, if we say confidently that India is one among the superpowers in the world, it is because of you and me. You and me, or our parents, our grandparents. We thought country is supreme. Society can develop only when we all contribute, not just the government. We are part of the government. We are partners in government. So if we can remove all those problems, we can definitely have so much of peace of mind as a society, where everyone smile happily, equally. And if the government of India has to invest so much of money in so much of projects, then they need resources through direct taxes and indirect taxes and various other tax revenue. But then the questions which I said, we always ask ourselves, which I have mentioned in the TEDx talk also, we see a few of it. First one, we are all worried, my tax is not utilized properly. This is what many times we used to criticize government, maybe without understanding the basic facts. But all of us should know that our taxes are making a huge difference for this country. If these amounts, whatever we pay, I am only having a couple of years data. If you take data of many years, it would be much more. The extent of amount which we have put in the bank accounts in terms of subsidies and various other incentives for ordinary people, common people. And the way we have subsidized gas connection for the ordinary people who cannot afford, to every village, every household to have gas connections. And we have ration shops still in the interior villages where they need not depend on the local merchants. They get provisions at a much lower rate. And most important is, the last few years, 100 million people, BPL families brought under medical insurance scheme. You can see the highways which have been built in. Even interior places, the roads are built. Toilets, the priority of the government was giving toilets, sanitation facilities, hygiene. That was the focus of the government. And if earlier when we go to some of the backward states, it was so bad. Now see the revolution which has happened in different states. And food grains and physical infrastructure and the space program, and also defending the country from external aggression. It is not small amount which we require for giving our resources for the military to protect us. If we are peaceful today, if you think that our country is united against any external aggression, because we have the power, we have the capability, we have the resources to fight against anyone who is trying to cross our borders. We have seen recently we have seen the example, how strongly we defended our country. So many times we would have thought, why this much of allocation for the defense? Now we understood. We need this. We need for the integrity of this country, unity of this country, for development of this country. So that peace of mind which we are having right now, all those come from these investments. Now, we always ask how much is utilized for what department and how they are utilized. We do not know. Dear friends, all of us should be aware, and we should spend some time to read the annual reports of each government department. When I talk about government department, I'm right now talking only about central government, not about the state government. Central government, my dear friends, every department has a website and they publish their annual report. And they clearly write there, this is clearly manifested with the figures, how much allocation they got from the revenue, the budget, and how they have utilized in that year. And there is economic survey which shows the macro perspective. And in case we need any specific data on utilization, we can always file a Right to Information Act petition, which is open to all, and also submit a feedback. Now, if in case we decide to pay taxes and to file return, we always feel that it is such a hassle to follow the procedures. We always feel that, okay, why should I take a PAN card? Okay, even if I take a PAN card, filing a return is such a complex procedure. Now, the last several years, dear friends, the government has taken initiatives to make it so simple. Now we can file our tax returns at our home, at our desk, and within a few minutes it can be filed. And there are pre-filled columns, I will come to that a little later. And tax credits are available online. Any TDS have been cut by the bank or any other agency or our employer, it is available. We can see very much, and they are helped us to guide us. Another misconception sometimes we have is this: if I file return, sometimes I will get audited or scrutinized and get investigated upon. So what is the correct data? 99.65% of returns are accepted without any investigation. It is not that no government is going to scrutinize every return. This is a clear data coming from the government statistics. So 99.65% of returns are accepted as such. That means there is no investigation. So government trusts the taxpayers. Only 0.20% returns are scrutinized. Only 0.15% there is some verification, that is also electronic verification, e-verification. You don't have to go to office. And 0.05% of cases are surveyed. And only 0.01% of cases there is an income tax search. So if we think that income tax department or government of India is very aggressive against honest taxpayers, that is not, for the matter, for the taxpayer community. It is not the aim of government to disturb the business, disturb the profession, disturb the financial activity. Let it go smoothly. So in only rarest of rare cases, so hardly maybe around 5,000 or 6,000 maximum in a year in this country, there is income tax search. It is not that what we see in movies that every other day income tax department is taking a vehicle and going and ransacking people. It is not there. Then it is so harassing to interact with officials. I do not want to see the income taxman, tax officers. They are very harassing. When I say about this, I am not talking about entire tax officers. There could be people who behave rudely. That is not only in government income tax department, even in private sector. That is depending on a person's personality, his nature, his behavior towards another individual. Because of that person may be impolite. Otherwise, this is the fact. Now we need not visit any income tax office. If your case is selected for scrutiny, entire thing is electronic, e-assessment. Through internet, through your system, the hearing you can attend. You need not step into the income tax office. And entire proceedings are faceless. And there are online grievance portals where through the income tax website, incometax.gov.in website, we can file our grievances. This we already mentioned about cases are scrutinized and investigated arbitrarily. This is also not right. If any case is selected for scrutiny after filing return, or an investigation is conducted, These are all based on data, technology, use of technology extensively, analyze it, subject to some risk parameters. It is not that because of this person doing it or this sector must be doing it. No, there is no bias against any sector, any people or any person. It is based on technology, based on analysis of last few years output, based on the information coming to department. Based on that, risk analysis are done, and based on that only an investigation is carried out. Even then, right to taxpayers are protected, and that is not the end of it. The taxpayer can go in appeal to the Commission of Appeals. If they are there also, if he is not happy, Commission of Appeals also, it is online. Then if you are not getting a decision in favor of you, you can go to Income Tax Tribunal, and there all, if you are not getting it, then further all appeals can be filed. Then this is also another complaint. Why should I pay taxes? But I can see many people around me, they do not pay taxes, and nothing happening to them. Many times when we feel this, I know this particular shop or this particular company is not paying taxes fully, but what is happening to them? So now that is also changed. All the monetary transactions are tracked. 360-degree profiling of every person is being done. That means any financial transaction done by any person, any investment done by any person, all these are tracked. In the sense, wherever we are doing those transactions, they are supposed to report to the Financial Intelligence Unit and the Government of India. From that data, there will be a data analytics done. From there, a department very well know that who is earning what and how much. Here also, I would not say it is 100%, but step by step, it is getting expanded, and all the data regarding transactions are monitored. The digitalization and also the economy itself is digitalized. Bulk of the transactions are now only through banking channels. So it is very difficult for people to hide it. And the last thing, if we know that some people are evading taxes, so we can see that report tax evasion. Very simple. There is one, the website, incometax.gov.in. There is a provision there. You can file tax evasion information by any person, even without disclosing your identity. It can be done. That also kept very confidentially by the department. Now, next one is I don't have any benefits if I pay taxes. This I have mentioned earlier. We cannot expect reciprocity in income taxation. So we have seen initially in that video, one, what Chanakya says. One is regarding the duty to pay taxes. Second is the people willingly, voluntarily give contribution, donations, dana. So both together, it is people give that without expecting anything back. So that is why this particular legislation, sociological legislation which I mentioned, that we are not expecting anything back. At the same time, it is the duty of the government. It's the duty of the government to ensure that our needs are fulfilled. So we contribute to the quality of life. And when we file our returns, if you're going to get a bank loan, if you want to go if you want to take a visa, if you want to have any other investment to be made, this is a ample proof that you have got your money, income from proper sources, you pay taxes, and there is no interest, no penalty, no prosecution, and absolute peace of mind. And government wastes so much money for tax collection. People say, okay, why this much of large force? Income tax offices everywhere, vehicles everywhere, employee salary. If you consider all those expenses of the government, is it worth to have income tax at all? So we also feel, but without knowing the statistics, we might criticize that. Government is spending so much for the salaries of the employees. We can close down income tax department, save so much of money, and let people use that money for productive purposes. Let's see how much. It's only 0.40%. 100 rupees government is collecting. The expenditure for collection is only 40 paise for the government because of digitalization and large cut down in manpower. This is the minimum government's cost for tax collection. And the last one, if I pay excess tax, TDS is cut more, then I have to wait many years to get my refund. This is also not correct. 92% of refunds issued within 60 days now. There are large number of refunds issued moment you file return within a few minutes. Within a few minutes, sometimes you get the refunds within a few minutes. So average if you take also, earlier days, maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago, we may have to wait 2 years, up to 2 years for getting our tax refunds. Now this is so fast. So, and if in case it is delayed, there is some data mismatch issue, which either you have to sort it out substantially or the department has to sort it out. Mostly it is because of the TDS mismatch. Many times refund gets stuck. Now, the department has taken various initiatives to have this e-governance. You can see here 3 verticals in income tax department. On top, business process management. Left side, e-service delivery. Right side, we can see information and compliance management. I'm not going deep into that, but as a taxpayer, we should be aware of it. Many times people might ask you some doubt, you can explain to them. First was business process management, how the assessment is done, how the penalties, proceedings are done, all the proceedings internally, how it is being done, the investigation be conducted. So income tax department's core job, that comes there. Then e-service delivery, all your PAN allotment, income tax return filing, all those things comes there. Issue your refunds, everything will come there. And the other side is our data analytics. Data is gathered from various sources, that is analyzed, and based on that, cases are selected for investigation. All those things are done there. And you can see that last several years, if you see the progress which has been made in the income tax department, step by step. And you can see in 2024, then 2025, see 1 crore returns have been already filed. For this, when the time limit is, we have still due date next month. Though the due date is still there, 1 crore people have already filed return. And 62 lakh out of that already processed. So fast department's processing capability. So on July 8, now today is July 13. July 8, we have 1 crore returns filed and 62 lakh returns have been already processed. And some people say that income tax return servers are very weak. If you see this, I don't think any other country in the world has such a robust processing system. No other country in the world, I can say, because this many number of returns, no other country receives. This much of return, TDS statements, returns, everything. And now you see the peak filing statistics. You see in a day, 3.49 crore people filed return on 31st of July. See, in a day. So that system did not crash. There was no problem at all. I think we should appreciate the people behind our e-governance system who has done a wonderful job in having such a good system. Now, when you want about to file return, there is something called pre-filling which has come now. As I mentioned, data is already gathered about your financial transactions. When you log into the return filing website itself, you can see all your income is coming there. It's already there. Your salary income, your bank interest income, if it is some rental income or any other income which have been, it is already there. So almost 90% of the income is already captured there. You don't have to type it. But now there is a question many of you or many of your friends will ask you, if there is a mistake in that. So they are showing this much of interest income, 50,000. But I have not received 50,000. I received only 5,000 last year, but showing 50,000. So whatever is shown in pre-filling in the income tax return, you need not take it as 100% correct and just accept and file your return. There is a column there itself, you can deny it and give a reason there. And you need not accept this fully. It is only for guidance purposes, the pre-filling of data. So your tax liability, everything will be pre-filled there. We have to only just cross-check it, whether it is done correctly or not. Earlier days, we have to depend on a chartered accountant or income tax practitioner, or take the print that return form, 20-25 pages, and start writing. Now, need not be there. Everything is there, already filled up there. Your personal information, everything is filled up. Now, how much pre-filling was correct? See the data of assessment year 23-24. 73% taxpayers accepted pre-filled data as such. So 73% of people who filed return, they said it was 100% matching my income. 24-25, 82% said. So the system also getting robust year after year. Maybe next year they will say 95%. So maybe at one time we'll say 100%. You can just log in, your return is already there in the system. It would be happening shortly. Now, ITR 1 and ITR 4 is the maximum number of people file these returns. And these things, though I have mentioned in the slide, in e-filing portal, income tax e-filing portal, that is www.incometax.gov.in, contain very detailed information which return I should use for filing my income tax return, which return form I should use. It is very clearly mentioned. I have rental income, or I have an interest income, I have invested in some shares. So which return I should follow? So I am giving you some examples of this for ITR 1. These things are very much available in the website itself. So now these slides need not be permanent, because next year if you look at these slides, it may not be correct, because income tax is a dynamic legislation. Every year it gets changed. So we need to see in the portal to find out this year which is the form, because every year form changes. So ITR cannot be filed by for this type of income, it cannot be filed. So we should be knowing that if I am having some income, which income tax form I should use it. It should be ITR 1 or ITR 2 or ITR 3 or ITR 4, like that. We should know. This one also we should know. But now that you have attended this session online or offline, you should be a teacher for your friends also. So people might ask you some doubt. So nobody is perfect. In fact, I completed about something like 33 years in service. Still, I have to look at many times the Income Tax Act or website to see whether it is correct, my assumption is, my conclusion is correct or not. That way, learning is a continuous learning process. So this particular thing you should know about e-verification. After filing the return, you need to e-verify. Earlier income tax form, we used to sign manually. It's a legal document. So now when you file it electronically, you need to do electronic verification you have to do. Either through a digital signature or through just an OTP in your Aadhaar linked mobile number. OTP will come. If you just type that OTP, then everything is through. So what it says that within 30 days of filing the return, you need to do the e-verification within 30 days. So if it is crossed 30 days, what will happen? If it is 50 days, so your date of filing will be taken as that time. But if it is within 30 days, the date you uploaded the return itself is taken as the date of filing. So this you should bear in mind. In case some of your people, your friends or something, they cannot do e-verify. They traveled somewhere, they were somewhere, they couldn't, they just carried a copy of that acknowledgement form. They can sign it and send it through post to Centralized Processing Center, Bengaluru. Either ordinary post or speed post, they can send. That also can be done. If you see the data, 23-24 assessment year, 94% of filers e-verified. Only 6% sent it through post. See how our taxpayers have become more compliant. They found it easy, e-verification through Aadhaar OTP. And 96% of people filed, e-verified. So things have become much better. So what is the use of this e-verification? See what I said in the beginning, no? When the return is filed itself, it will pick up and process it. I will come to that again later. So if it is not verified, you filed a return today. You have 30 days time. But you have done it today, immediately the return will take for processing. If there is a refund, you will get it. But only if you had e-verified the return. That is why e-verification you cannot postpone. So ITR4 is another form of return. This needs to be filed by different set of taxpayers. I have given some examples here. Those taxpayers will file a return and in ITR4 form. And here also you can see, as I mentioned earlier, they need to e-verify. They need to e-verify the return. Like ITR1 and ITR4 also has to be e-verified. All those things are same. Now, ITR7, and this is not very important for most of you. This is regarding charitable trusts, like Gokhale Institute. ITR7, many times the charitable institutions, they commit lot of errors. When the return is filed, there is a long, several pages. ITR7 return is a very complex return. So they have to fill up so many things in this. And only certain categories of people only can file this ITR7 return. Many of your friends must be having some like NGOs. They should be knowing about how to file income tax return form. They think that since we don't have to pay taxes, we don't have to file return. That is a wrong thing. If you don't file return, you will be taxed on every donation you receive. Every activity which we are doing will be scrutinized. So this is very important. So who are the people who can file return in this form? Now, one important thing is that ITR7 forms, not only ITR7 form, which are applicable to other forms also, if you miss any column to fill up correctly, if you are not filled up correctly, while return is processed, they will throw demand. They will say you have to pay demand. It is not correct. So it is very important that every column is filled up, because if the returns are processed so fast, it is not by human beings. It is totally automated. Machine does the processing. That is why the 3.6 crore return I said on a single day filed, entire returns will be taken for processing in different batches. There is no human intervention. So we cannot afford to commit any mistake in that. Now, in case return had to be filed, I forgot to file. At time everything is over. But I have to get a refund due. Or my return got invalidated because of some mistakes. So there is a provision for condonation of delay. This also, you should be aware that there is a provision for condonation of delay, and I can file my return by approaching certain authorities. This is also mentioned in the income tax website. In case anyone had any problem in filing return, there was an issue, but refund already TDS cut, I need to get my refund back. I couldn't file return because of certain reasons. They have to write all the reasons why I could not file my return. So with the reasoning, if they give this, with the condonation will be approved by a specific authority, and they will be able to permit for filing the return. Then you can file the return, again coming to the e-filing portal. Now, I filed my return, but I forgot something in that return. Something I should have claimed, I did not claim. I made some wrong claim. Honestly, penalty will come. So there is a time for filing revised return. That is also given in the website very clearly. Within that time limit, you can file a revised return. Then other original return will get invalidated, and then only new return will get processed. And there is one very important thing government has done in the last 3 years, something called updated return. So now I mentioned about you, government does a lot of analytics. Government finds a lot of very, very unique creative work of taxpayers. I'll give an example that there could be a taxpayer who claim every incentive, every deduction, whatever available in the Income Tax Act. So some income tax practitioner might have told him, so TDS 1 lakh already cut by employer, no? Don't worry, you give me 10%. I'll get the entire 1 lakh refunded to you. So this we found it in some public sector undertakings and large the PSUs in Tamil Nadu and in other places also. Especially 3-4 PSUs in Tamil Nadu we found something around 5,000 employees. 5,000 employees claimed all wrong deductions in the return. Claimed wrong deductions. See, we have data analytics. We find the IP address in which returns have been filed. We find there is a common person involved in this. Through data analytics, we conducted a survey operation in those income tax practitioners. And also we found from the DDUs that wrong claims have been made. When a wrong claim made, what will happen? There is penalty. There is even prosecution. Because in the return, that is what is called e-verify. So e-verify. What is verify? I am verifying, I am attesting that everything I have filled up here are true, are correct. So I am liable for prosecution if it is wrong. So many of the employees, they said, okay, you get me refund, no. They will say, no, the Income Tax Department is processing through machine. They will not find out. They will not find out. So, large number of people. In fact, we found about 25,000 people in one particular state. Due to data analytics, they have done wrong returns. Then, the department is also magnanimous in that. Department knows, of course, this is a greediness, this is illegality. The department told, okay, you have time for filing updated return. Better you file updated return to prevent any penalty. So only thing you have to pay little extra fees. You see, 1 year back you filed a wrong return, you can file with 25%. If it is second year, 24 months already over, but I want to revise my old return, then 50%, then 60%, 70%. Here without penalty, without prosecution, government has given this facility. No, to err is human. In case you want to have a relook at your this thing, please do it. So before department comes with any scrutiny or those things, yourself can voluntarily do it. And see, updated return statistics filed by people. 37 lakh updated returns filed for financial year 24-25. And tax collected is 4,300 crore through updated return. So people received it well. This good measure from the government that yes, government has given us a chance. We pay some little extra fees and comply to avoid penalty or prosecution. One thing I would like to tell each one of you that about email and email ID given in the return and the mobile number given in the return should be correct and it should be of yours. It should be yours. Many times what happened, we are processing returns. I will come to the processing very quickly. There we issue notice or communication. These are sent not through post, through email. And there is a time limit given. When return is processed, we find there is a mistake, there is a problem. We will issue a communication to you and to reply within 15 days in a defective return case, 30 days in case any prima facie adjustment is made, we have to reply. So if there is no reply coming to department back, department thinks that you don't have anything to say, they will pass the order, intimation. So this is very important that whatever email ID given in the return and in your e-filing account, same, should be same. And your mobile number also. In case you want to, there is a provision for giving one more email ID. if you want to give a chartered accountant's email ID or ITP's email ID, income tax practitioner's email ID, you can give as a secondary email ID. Why I am saying this? Many times your chartered accountant who is preparing return for you, he must be about 10,000 cases. His email ID must be checked by some assistant in the CA's office. Sometimes they will miss it. Some important communication come in your name, they might miss it. Whereas in your email ID, when your mobile number, you get a message. Then you will be very careful that you will immediately find out what exactly the issue. So we have to have whatever email ID given in the income tax return form should be the email ID in your e-filing portal login ID. Both should be same. And CPC process these things. This is the what, when the return is filed, this is happening in the centralized processing center. All these things step by step system is doing very fast, because your TDS is deducted by your employer. The employer must be filing his TDS statement in the TDS CPC somewhere else. That will be matched. You are saying 10,000 rupees cut in from my salary, my employer, you give the TAN number of that employer, that 10,000 rupees, that fellow, that employer should have paid it in the government account. Then it will be matched. Then only we get credit. So all this happens within seconds. Within seconds, all these things happens. So calculation of demand, everything will happen. And the step 9, you can see the speed communication to the taxpayer. Everything happens. Now, there is something called defective return I mentioned. If the return is defective because of certain reasons, you are not filed properly, what annexures to be enclosed, you are not annexed it, then within 15 days a communication will come to the taxpayer's email ID. If within 15 days no reply comes, then it will get processed. Or if it is a defective return, they might even invalidate the return. They say the return is invalid, return is non-existent, non-honest, they would say. That is why very important that we are, after filing the return, watch your email ID whether it is defective or not. There is something called PFA. PFA is prima facie adjustment. If your calculation is wrong, you calculated wrongly, the system will calculate and they will say you said your taxability is 1 lakh, but when we calculate computer it is 1,20,000. 20,000 more. They will not immediately issue a demand. No, they will not do. They will send a communication to you. We find there is a difference. There is an error. It is 1,20,000 as per our computation. What do you say? So this communication also goes in the email ID. And there is a time limit given. Within that time limit, we need to reply 30 days time. 30 days time, no reply comes, it will automatically issue a demand notice for asking you to pay additional tax. Now, they sent an order, you forgot about it, you couldn't see the email ID, finally you got a tax demand. Then you can file a rectification application. The rectification application is also online, you can do, through the e-filing portal, rectification application. In case there is a mistake committed doing the data entry earlier, because of its demand has come, then you need to ask for, if all data is correct, but there is a different result has come, then you can ask the department to reprocess the return. But now you find that the data, there is a mistake which you have entered. You can re-enter the data and ask them to reprocess. Return data correction. These two can be done. Then tax credit mismatch. That is like when the return was processed, the TDS which is paid by the employer or the bank or whoever it is, that was not taken into consideration by the system, because TDS statement was not filed by the bank manager or your employer, or they have not remitted to government account. 10,000 they cut, 10,000 did not remit to government account. So when your return processed, you will not get the 10,000 credit. So they will raise a demand. Then you find later that no, they have remitted it later. Then you can file a rectification application. By that time, employer might have paid the 10,000 rupees. So that will get immediately set off and you will get a nil demand. So this is also available now. So rectification request, how it has to be filed, it is there. Then there is called suo motu rectification. Suo motu rectification means department itself will find out there is a problem in software. Wrongly calculated the tax for some taxpayers. So such cases, department does a suo motu rectification. And another thing is that someday taxpayer will say, oh, there is a mistake. He will file rectification application. There is a problem in your tax glitch in your own software. My depreciation rate is should have been 10%. You are taken as 5%. There is a mistake. So when we see that A is correct, so apart from rectifying that person's, department will take all the cases affected without waiting for anyone else to raise grievance. All similar cases will be suo motu rectified. And you can see the last but one column sentence. Instance of suo motu rectification reduced from 30 lakh to 9 lakh. That means system has become more robust. So less error free. So when we say about 7 crore, 8 crore returns, this 9 lakh is such a very, very small number. Now another problem which we always face is the legal heir and representative assessee. So sometimes the taxpayer could not file return because of certain reasons, or taxpayer died. So such cases, how to file return? You have to register as a legal heir. That is also very clearly mentioned in the website. Please go through it, and I have given only some summary of it. If you give all these things, and immediately it will be studied, and it will be sent to assessing officer for going through it, approval, and then it will be given. One thing you should know that even if you get an approval for a legal heir, my father died, I got an approval for a legal heir for my father. You can, once all these things are done, they will give you the legal heir approval. You can file return for the father. Now, the father has a refund of some 1 lakh rupees. Who will get that refund? So it is not automatic. Your legal heir thing is approved only for filing return, not for getting refund. Because refund is an asset of that person. He must be having a will. Return can be filed by my son, by refund should go to my daughter. No. So department cannot give automatically this thing to him. So he has to come again, file a legal heir approval, take a legal approval for getting the refund with maybe the copy of the will and all those things. So this also many times we omit, and this is important. Another thing is resetting the password. We have a written e-file in dashboard. My charter accountant was knowing, I was not keeping the password. So suddenly that CA, I had a fight. He's saying, okay, I'm not taking up your case. He is not even sharing the password. It can happen. Someday CA might have given to the staff. He is the custodian of all passwords. The staff left. All this can happen, no? So to reset password also, there are some provisions to reset the password. But here also, we need to give some certain documents. Why this is? Because there are a lot of fraud happens in these things. Somebody wants to snoop on other fellow's income tax return, between directors, between partners, between husband and wife. Sometimes when the matter into the divorce time, when the how much I should get compensation, or how much I should maintenance, what is the salary of that my husband, what is his income, I would like to know. So many times to access the password wrongly and then get the data, because income tax return data is a very private data. So various courts have already ruled it cannot be given to everyone, this data. So anybody cannot file an RTA and get, I want the income tax particulars of this person. It should be in public interest. Only if it is public interest, and it is under exempt category. Income tax details cannot be given to every person. That is why it is resetting a password and all. If you upload it properly, within minutes you get it. Within minutes. Not much time it will take. But these documents have to be necessarily uploaded. This is a processing data statistics. If you see how fast things have come over a period of time. It was taking 38 days average, now it is taking 10 days average time for processing. Now, we can pay taxes through multiple ways, including UPI. Earlier it was, it was only State Bank of India. Then so many banks have come. Now through credit card, debit card, even UPI tax payment can be made. Now, some cases you feel, my husband got the refund, I did not get my refund. Both of us file return on the same day. So there is something called high risk analysis. Refund of certain amounts, above certain amount, will be taken for an analysis. I said data analytics is there. To check up whether this refund is correct. Somebody who has not claimed any refund for last 5 years, suddenly 2 lakh refund is coming. So system will capture that and find out why this. What is the reason for this? Sometimes you find so many deductions claimed by the same person. So many deductions under various sections. It is not probable. It is not possible. So they will take that case for. So some high risk assessments also will be done. In such cases, what happens? There will be a simple email will come to you from the income tax department. They will ask only one sentence. Your return file like this. Do you confirm all the claims made by you in your return? That's all. You should say yes or no. Yes, I confirm. If you confirm it, they will issue refund. But a part of case, some of the cases will be taken at random and will be scrutinized. So this also, in case refund is delayed, please check up when email has come asking you to confirm. If it is everything is okay, just confirm it. If you think, oh, they have caught something, this was actually wrong, so then you just revise it. Return can be revised immediately. That's all. Then sometimes refund will be stuck because if the case is taken for scrutiny, I said only something about 0.35% of cases will be taken for scrutiny. If the case is taken for scrutiny, their refund will be, the department has to have the right to hold the refund for some time. Till the scrutiny is completed, they will not issue the refund. So such cases, they will be keeping the refund for some time. Another issue is there. That is why I said you have to see your e-filing portal. It's very easy. See, how much time we are seeing our social media account, our WhatsApp forwards, WhatsApp message, everything. So once in a while or once in 2 weeks after file return, see your e-filing portal. You can income tax portal. Log in and see in the column, is there any demand pending against my name? You can see anytime, even now also you can go and see. Sometimes 4 years by 5 years demand is still pending. It could be because of TDS mismatch or something like that. It is not rectified. What will happen is, when you have a refund, at that time they will adjust it. There also it is not arbitrary. Before adjusting, they will issue a communication to you. Whether we are going to adjust it, do you have anything to say? Then go to the portal, response to outstanding demand in the portal, drop down menu, say that why it should not be adjusted. You can tell that. Another important thing is validation of bank accounts. But money will go only to a validated bank account. Please make sure that in the e-filing portal, there is an option where whether your bank account is validated. Sometimes what happened is earlier the Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank, all these issues where the bank mergers and all happened. So when the new bank account comes, you have to validate it. Ensure that bank account is validated, otherwise again refund will get stuck. Another thing is challan. So you yourself paid the challan, but filled up wrongly. Assessment year and financial year you got confused. Now all these are going to have change now. New income tax bill is going to be tabled in Parliament, already tabled in Parliament. All this committee, standing committee will be presenting their report next week. I think after a week, the Parliament session is there. At that time, they will put up in the Parliament, and they will, if it is passed, the assessment year, financial year confusion also will get over. It will be called tax year. So there's a lot of changes going to happen. Now, some mistake happened in the challan. That challan can be corrected only by assessing officer, not by Sunrise Processing Center. Assessing officer. Who is your assessing officer? That also can be seen in the website. And through certain procedure, you can get it corrected. Now, your e-filing account is hacked. Or anything happens to your e-filing account, so you need to file a complaint in the cybercrime.gov.in. That's the only way. Cyber criminals, income tax department they don't deal with that. It is done by the cybercrime department, police stations, through website cybercrime.gov.in. Immediately file a complaint in case you file your e-filing account got compromised. The last point I would like to say about demand management. If I told you, you go to your demand, the e-filing dashboard, you find some old demands are still pending, which could be wrong, or you want to pay it now. So there is something called demand. We can demand facilitation center through which you can do that. I'll give you that. So there also the website we can say you can deny the demand. So why the demand is not correct? There are certain options given. These options you can give in the portal, and you can question that deny the demand. It is these are all drop down menu. So you can just click it, whatever is applicable to you, and they will check it up and get back to you in case any wrong demand is there. Now there is some demand facilitation center for the country started in Karnataka, and that is based at Mysore, and that is fully exclusively for catering to taxpayers who are having large demands pending in the portal. So how to rectify those demands? He is not aware how to do it. What they will do is they will coordinate with the assessing officer and find out what rectification is possible. They will guide you to how to apply for rectification. These things all will be guided by this particular center. And more than 5 lakh demands are closed by this center in the last 2 years. 5 lakh people have come and settled their demands through this center in Mysore through online. No need to visit any office, through online. So these are numbers of the Demand Facilitation Center. There's a toll-free number, there's an outbound number, and there is an email also, taxdemand@cpc.incometax.gov.in. With this, you can also approach for demand settlement. And for anything related to Income Tax Department, there are so many channels to contact the Income Tax Department through the portal, through Twitter, through email, and even there are chat facility. It can be done. I have given a rosy picture here. So still I would say that there could be some problems also. It is not that everything will work well, perfectly. By and large, these are provided. There could be some exceptional situation where you are not getting the line. The person across that side is not able to clarify things. That also can happen. But systems are there. Let us utilize that. With this, I close. Thank you so much.
Any of you having questions, they can ask questions for about 10 minutes. Mic will come to you. You speak from there only. Tell your name. Sir will answer in his capacity as CCIT.
Regarding the capital gain, I just wanted to know. The recent last year, what did
the capital gain. So capital gain provisions also getting changed year after year. You need to see only the website. There's something called short-term capital gain, long-term capital gain. Last year, there's a lot of changes have happened. So you need to look at only the portal, and especially regarding shares. What is short-term, what is long-term, there is a difference that come last year. So you may have to look at the FAQs. There's a frequently asked questions are there. Based on that, you need to do that. Because specific issues, let us not do it now. Because that is why you are asked a very good question. Don't go by whatever rates which was there last year. You need to see the latest. So system will actually automatically calculates. Even your mutual fund statements, everything will get uploaded. and automatically it will, if it is redeemed, if it is sold, the gain and loss, everything will be easily calculated. But still we should be aware of it.
Anybody else?
Sir, good evening. My name is Badrinath. What is a maximum limit that one person can donate to under 80G to any organization?
You see, donation as such, there is no limit. But for the claim of that, like 10% of the total income only can be claimed for exemption. So like that, there is a cap. But donating as such, you can donate any much amount. But 10% that not exceeding the 10% of your gross total income, like that, there is some provision is there. So there is a limit to that, because otherwise, part people say people not escape from their taxes by giving a donation to a concern which is having some specific interest. You know, something like CSR, you know, no? CSR funding which has happened recently started, where CSR funds mandatorily they have to contribute towards charitable or social activities. And what they do is, some of the companies, what they do is their own people who are interested will create some NGOs and then route it through that. Like that, see, every provision will have, there are benevolent provision, but there are people who misuse it or not also. So like that for 80G also, how much you can claim, there is a limit. And for, regarding the amount which is exempt, like for 80G, which is you are giving for a earthquake relief fund, Prime Minister's Relief Fund, 100% is, you can claim. So those things are specifically for absolute terms. How much you have given, that you can claim. But overall, there is a cap.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello. Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for this informative session. My name is Lokesh. I work for a private company. So my question is, my mother is housewife, but she has a PAN number, she has a bank account. She's also liable to pay taxes, or she is also liable to pay file the ITR or anything.
But her income is below taxable limit, no?
Yes.
She has a PAN number,
yes,
but her income is below taxable limit.
Yes.
She need not file. She need not file. But even if it is filed, it is good. But because of that, there will not be any scrutiny and all. But you can file. But government exempt, department exempts. No, you need not file. Not required.
Second question is, a lot of time when I meet my colleagues and whoever is the government employee or private employee, they all have that kind of mindset that government is only taking money out of the employees, not from the businesses, because a lot of transactions happen in cash only in businesses. So what are the government's directions in order to kind of fix those kind of things?
See, that's the grievance of all the salaried employees. All the salaried employees, they say they pay maximum taxes. It is compulsorily cut from our salary. That doesn't mean that we are all honest people, no. Because it is mandatorily cut, we are paying it. But the business people also now cannot escape, Logesh. They cannot escape. Because now you go to a shop to buy a jewelry, all ladies will know. The moment it crosses 50,000 rupees, they will say PAN number. Yes. They will ask PAN number. Even if you want to exchange your gold, to get the money in cash, what they will say? Only check. So now business community also, they are also mandatorily, they have to follow all these banking norms. But still, there could be people still amassing wealth in an illegal way. I think once when they come for investment, they'll be caught. So many times you cannot keep the money, entire money you have amassed like that, no. Yeah. So sometimes you have to invest also. When you come and construct a 5-story building, you have to do a valuation. Yes. At that point of time, you'll be caught. Where is the source for this? Or you want to get your daughter married, giving some 200 sovereigns of gold and big party. At that time, there will be people watching. How much? What is the source of this particular thing? And the person who got this 200 sovereign also no meaning if it is not from a white money. They cannot use it for any other investments. So it is slightly difficult. Now only area where real estate is the only area where we need to be little more, with that guideline value, stamp duty issue is still there. A lot of black money is getting generated at those levels. So real estate is an area where still people park black money. And another area where inflation of expenses people make, they do everything through check. Then they inflate it and take the money and draw it as cash. And the cash is used for illegal payments. So that also happens. These are the areas where a lot of, and then as usual, that illegal drug trading, drugs. Drugs is a big issue now. Huge money is getting generated through that. Then hawala. So these are not unique to India. Most countries have these issues. So that is why inter-agency collaboration, inter-country collaboration is happening now.
One last question. So I am aware that government is using a lot of AI and ML for the kind of processing, the kind of analytics and all those stuff. Is there any plan to use the kind of ChatGPT-like solutions for the taxpayers to ask direct questions that what is this amount and why it is coming, so that the system itself, based on the LLM model, it can tell that those kind of things? Is there any plan to include that?
In a limited way, it is already started. If you see the e-filing portal, incometax.gov.in, there is a chat box there. I would not say it is very efficient. It might take some more time. Maybe this is the future. This is the future. Within seconds, now my friend has asked here about capital gain. He just had ChatGPT. Within second, he will get a reply. I was actually, the other day, my book, When the Boss is Wrong, I was trying to ask ChatGPT, what is this book, When the Boss is Wrong? I just typed it. Within second, I got about 5-page review about that book. And wherever I have talked, given lectures on that thing, that PPT is also there. Within seconds. So after a week, if I put in ChatGPT, whether Sibichen Mathew has delivered any session in Gokhale Institute and criticized government of India, somebody asked a question, within seconds, entire thing will come. So ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, they are not only they are taking away our jobs, taking away us also. That's why I went as a chief guest in 2 schools last week in Bengaluru. I told the students and the teachers only one thing. See, people started using ChatGPT for assignments and projects. It's very easy. You get any topic, you get excellent assignment projects. No, because of that, our creativity is lost. There was a study by MIT 2 weeks ago, or now it is 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, it was published. They analyzed the brain of a set of people who used AI for preparing their projects and all those things. And another set of people who are not knowing about AI, they are not used. And they found there is a big dent in the neurological, linguistic, and behavioral skill of the person who used ChatGPT. I also found many times whenever I travel through Bangalore, from my airport, if I come 2.5 hours, and when the driver drives so rashly, and if I look at the road, I will also get tensed. What I will do, I'll take my phone and see all the reels at that point. If I see the reels, it will be very entertaining. Keep on saying. After 1.5 years, I know my mental power has taken a big dent. So our creativity will have a problem if we use extensively AI. AI is only to guide, but I don't know the future of AI. The other day I gave a talk on AI and social engineering. The regulatory challenges is very, very important. We need AI, but it's equally affecting our own creativity. Sorry, I have given a lengthy answer, but that is important.
Sir, hello. Sir, this is Manjunath. And I have a question on this TDS and 26 years mismatch. Banks have deducted from the FDs or our savings account, but it doesn't reflect in our 24 years. Most of the time, there will be a delay. But by the time the tax terminal date would have been over, how to match the two anomalies?
See, normally, bank, when they deduct TDS from our interest income or whatever, they are supposed to give us TDS statement every quarter. So once in 3 months, you please check up the email ID given to the bank account. See, sometimes we feel that, okay, I'm not from that email era. But we are living in this society, no other way. We should have an email account. Go through it also, emails, inbox. Sometimes it will go to the spam also. So once in 3 months, they will send the statement, TDS statement. I also get it. Many times when I'll open it, then I find, okay, you put your date of birth and your PAN number, last 4 thing to open it. We are so impatient, we will not do it. We will leave it. But had we look at that when we know 3 months TDS, they are shown wrongly. Annual TDS and the quarterly TDS is not matching. When July return has to be filed, you are looking at the e-filing portal, 26 AS you download, you find it is not there. You need to contact your bank. And bank has to revise the TDS statement. The bank has not revised the TDS statement, we will not get tax credit. Mismatch will come. So I would say the blame will go to the bank or the employer who has done TDS, who has not done it correctly. Now what happened, bank also, they don't do directly this TDS statement filing. There are some practitioners, tax practitioners. They are specialized in TDS filing. So they will give to them. And they will file it. If there is a mistake there, that also happens. So in some cases, but not very, maybe in less than 0.5% cases that happens. But we may also have to take care and contact the banks. The department cannot do anything in that. Only thing department can wait for your rectification application. When you file a rectification application saying the TDS mismatch I have already done correctly, my director has paid, department will again take the fresh data from TDS and match it. Okay, your TDS has come right now, we will give you refund. So that delay is there.
Last question.
Good evening, sir, and thank you for your session. And take it, sir. Hello. Sir, I have some 3 questions. Considering the time duration, let me take it as a short. Okay. The first thing, whomsoever paying the tax, right, on honestly to the government, why the government should not be considered, okay, as some privilege to the taxpayer who is paying directly, like adding for the aged people. If whenever they're making some IRTC booking or something, at least some 5% or some 10% of deduction or something, to be motivated to the taxpayer. On any other way, that will be very helpful to other taxpayers also who can able to align with the government for the tax paying. And any appreciation can be whom's paying the tax. It's happening. I also got the certificate from the tax in email. But if it's not happening on a large perspective, so that should be motivated and should be advertisement largely that taxpayer is worthy. That is the first question. And second question is, this all the tax whatever we are making, right? That should be educated in the school level only to the children. What is the importance to the government why they need to pay the tax? That is not happening largely. That also we need to take care. If it's happening, that will be very grateful for the country. And my third question is, as considering like 130 crore what we have in India, right? But the direct taxpayer is very less to comparing with other developed countries. But what is the government is taking care of to registered, okay, to the under like who is not registered and not coming under the tax paying category? How we can able to get them into income tax? That will also be the direct revenue generate for the government. We can able to make it. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Very positive questions. Thanks. The third question I will answer first. How to bring in, that is why we are collecting data from all the sources and pre-filling it and issuing a letter to them saying that you are already having this much of income, pay it. So widening of tax base is happening in a big way. And we are insisting on PAN everywhere. Now more than 50,000 or whatever your expenditure, PAN is asked. So that way also we are capturing. Thirdly, those who are filing the income tax, agricultural income. So last year, department has done one thing. People used to show big agricultural income because it is not it's exempt from tax. Only for 8 purpose it is used. So data came to us. In Tamil Nadu, we got about some 500 cases of agricultural income. 500 cases our people verified. 95% of cases is inflated, bogus. So such data analytics are happening to find out these things and to expand taxpayers. That is happening. Secondly, in taxpayer education, so we started taxpayer programs in schools now. And some of the colleges also, our offices go and give them tax awareness programs. So that is happening. And this even last week I was in Ranchi. I gave 2 sessions in a tax hub in Ranchi Club. Income Tax Department organized it. We brought students there. And we had a street play and drama, all those things. The children who came there understood the need for tax compliance, the ethics in financial transactions. So such things are happening. Maybe NGOs like Gokhale Institute also, or any other NGOs also should start doing that. And the first question is on appreciation. Yes, government had this earlier, gold, platinum and a bronze certificate, silver certificate and all those things. So I think the last 2 years it has not been given. Such appreciations can be given as a policy measure to be taken by the government. It's a good suggestion. I hope government will take it up. At the same time, government is taking it as a duty that everybody should pay taxes. No need to appreciate them. But you are concerned that okay, why not senior citizens who pay heavy taxes can be given some special treatment. Now a person who is an ordinary person suddenly traveling to, as he is a laborer coming from Bihar, his wife or father died. He has to go to airport. He has to stand in the queue. And he is a laborer, he is not an income tax payer. Another person is income tax payer. Because an income tax payer, he will get, he can go in advance and get his boarding pass. So government is not favoring that. That person, laborer, is also equally important like the person. This person is paying tax because he is affluent. And not because he is doing a charity. Because mandatory, he is paying taxes. Other boy doesn't have that much of money, so he couldn't do that. So that way, I don't know government will do that. But anyway, good suggestion for appreciating top taxpayers like that. Government, even Bengaluru also, have given a lot of appreciation to top tax payers and tax directors. So they do occasionally on Income Tax Day. This year's Income Tax Day is coming in, I think, 24th. So definitely there will be some recognition for the taxpayers. Thank you.
At the outset, I should thank Dr. Sibichen K. Mathew for giving a very lucid and enlightening talk to us. And another aspect is, usually as he started and he was telling that generally the impression about a tax officer is, that too when he is a commissioner, that he will be very stern, strict and grim and all those things. But when he was talking, he was smiling, he was explaining, it was very, very lucid. So once again you can clap. And many things he enlightened. So regarding speaking about the defense allocation, he said, why so much should be allocated? Today if we are safe and everything, those aspects, very nuances why tax is collected. And we should also thank him for asking Ramu to display that Chanakya serial. Yes. All the way he has come from Chennai, and he said, all the way you have come here from house, instead of spending your time seeing movie or talking to your friends, he himself has done it. In spite of a very, very, very rigorous schedule at his office, he has taken time to come here and educate us. We thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Gokhale Institute and also on behalf of all the people who have us audience here, and also on behalf of all the people who are on online, I thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.